All right. Well, we're getting near the end of our show, but going to bring back a certain segment called in my honest in my humble opinion. I've forgotten the name of my segment. It's been so long. Is it my honest opinion or my humble opinion? I can I can look up that right now in my old videos. Wow. Um my humble opinion. Okay, so my humble opinion, I want to share some. It's basically a chance for me to share some music that I liked and share my thoughts on it. And I decided that with the my last couple episodes, it worked pretty well with the sharing the like 10-second clips of the music I'm talking about. And I know some people have asked me about that, and I'm gonna risk it. I don't think I should be getting like copyright blocked or anything. Fingers crossed, but we're gonna try this out for now. So, and these are gonna be relatively short reviews because I don't really have much to say, but I'm just kind of just recommending this music. But Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, talked about them before. He has a new song out called Fly. And if you don't know Drew Holcomb, he's a lot more in the area of like folk music. And I know I put Ellie Holcomb in my top 10 worst songs, but still love you, Ellie. I love you, Drew. I like your music. And yeah, Fly is just really good. It's probably my favorite song that I've heard from him in a while. I think I like it better than the project that he did with Johnny Swim. So I don't know if he's working on a new album or not, but this is a pretty good song. Not really. It's about I don't know really what it's about, but it's good. I know it's about flying away, and in the verses he's talking about how he's like describing different people, and I'd be very interested to know what the meaning is behind it. But either way, it's a good sounding song. So, yeah, "Fly" by Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors.
And I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly.
All right, and next up, and I'm sorry, this is basically going to be a lot of indie folk music. So that's just kind of that's the music that I know that came out recently. So that's what I'm talking about. A group that I haven't really talked about before, the Eagle Rock Gospel Singers. They've been coming out with a lot of new music lately, and they're working on a new album. So, uh, and they're more Americana, folky, kind of gothic folk, sort of. And I've listened to a little bit of their music in the past, and now I've kind of just started listening to them again. And yeah, I highly recommend them if you haven't. I'm a little confused as to about their latest release because according to Spotify, their latest single is "I'll Be Reconciled," and that's the one that I'm recommending today. But just before I started the show, I went back on their social media, and they're like, new single. Their latest post from like yesterday was like, new single out called "New Wine," and it's our first single from the new album. And I'm like, what? But "I'll Be Reconciled" like just came out. It came out after New Wine, so I don't know how I got confused about that. Maybe this song is going to be on the new album. I don't know, because apparently New Wine was the first single for the album. and all the other singles are not going to be on the album. I don't know. I'm a little confused. But either way, this is the song that I'm reviewing and recommending. "I'll Be Reconciled" is basically just a good gospel song about being reconciled to Christ after all is said and done, after we go through all the things of this world. One day we will be finally reconciled to Christ, and it's just really good production. I love the very gospel feel to it. A lot of good like vocals, background vocals. Well, basically, it's basically a choir, but it sounds really good. I'll Be Reconciled by all the Eagle Rock Gospel Singers. Check it out.
Jesus by my side, I'll be reconciled.
All right, so a couple more, and these last two, well, hopefully two. I'm actually going to shout out some friends of mine who we've talked about on the show before, and in fact, one of them is Benjamin Daniel, and he's been on the show before. He's been my first and only interview so far. I'd love to have other people on to interview, and he was on my Audio Feed video. That's where I met him at Audio Feed Festival, and he's working on a new album that will be coming out soon. And this is his first single from the album. It's called Marrow. And I was going to read the post that he made about it. And we all here are big fans of Benjamin Daniel here. Singer, songwriter. He's talked about how Andrew Peterson is a big inspiration for him. So if you like Andrew Peterson, you'll like this. And also this song features Sky Peterson, who she's a new up-and-coming artist, but she's like been making some good headway in her industry. She was recently featured on a Keith and Christian Getty song, so like that's a pretty big deal. It's a big deal for Benjamin Daniel. And so Marrow, and he said in his recent post, it's about not beating yourself up when things get hard, but going to the one who heals all wounds, whether those wounds are inflicted by our circumstances or by our own selves, or in my case, often both. So yeah, and he's already shared in my conversation with him that this album is going to be very dark and emotional, and it's about the passing of his mother. So, but Marrow is it's a beautiful song, beautifully written. It's really good cello in there, and it's a good feature too with Sky Peterson. She does really well. And I don't know, it's just really beautiful and very moving. So I highly recommend you check it out. Marrow by Benjamin Daniel.
That's bone, but couldn't pierce the bone to the marrow.
All right. So I'm sorry, those are very short clips, 10 seconds. So listen to the whole song. I can't really play anymore, or else I'll get kicked off my platforms. My last one I'm going to attempt to play for you is from my friend Corey from Saint of Pine Hills. He was also on my Audio Feed Festival video, and that's where I met him, and we've stayed connected. And he's been releasing some new music, and he released a new single called Ballad of Julien Baker. And it's a good like indie rock song, and it's basically about how, for those of you who are not familiar with Julien Baker, she writes a lot of like sad songs basically, and this song is just a honest song about how he wants to write songs like Julien Baker that are like very gut-wrenching and can hopefully relate to a lot of people. And yeah, I just like the bluntness and honesty about the song, and it's also just like really well made, and it's also really catchy. I had it stuck in my head for like the first day that I listened to it. So the thing is that he doesn't have, I couldn't find the song on YouTube, and that's usually how I've been getting my clips to play on here. So I'm going to play it through Spotify, and hopefully it should come through okay. But like, come on, Corey, like, why isn't your music on YouTube? Come on, man. I mean, I guess I could like download it from iTunes and such, but ain't nobody got time for that. But you guys should buy it on iTunes. I know it's on Bandcamp and such. It's definitely on Spotify. So here's a Ballad of Julien Baker by Saint of Pine Hills.
I wanna write sad songs like Julien Baker, even though I don't wanna be sad anymore. I wanna write.
Okay, I think that was 10 seconds. I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of got lost in the song. So, anyways, so that's my humble opinion. It's back, guys, for now.
Hey, so I don't know if you guys know this, but what you just watched was basically just a clip of a full podcast episode of my podcast, The I'm Clifford Today Show. So you should just go check out that whole episode. Also, while you're at it, you might as well like the video and subscribe to my channel. You know, that'd be really nice. I mean, you're nice people, right? Okay.